Good morning. It's Thursday, rainy Thursday in Lawrence, Kansas, July 15th. I'm going to talk about uh, a variation on imposter syndrome. Okay, so many people are familiar with this idea that from time to time, or maybe every minute of the working day, some of us feel like we're just faking it at our job, or that there's some sort of secret knowledge that we weren't given that's supposed to make more sense or go more smoothly or something like that. And I would say, in my experience, that some of that is very real and probably does point to poor training, poor ongoing training, and poor supervision. I've been in situations where it's like, what am I supposed to be doing? Or why do they assume I know what I'm supposed to be doing? Because they haven't explained what I'm supposed to be doing. Or this cannot possibly be what I'm supposed to be doing. This makes no sense. Okay, those aren't internal flaws. Those are management issues. Uh, all the good jobs I've been at, I had very clear instructions and a very clear sense of the mission, and even permission to improve uh, procedures or actions because I knew what the mission was. And I knew that the mission was the goal and it wasn't blind obedience to the procedures, whatever. But in this case, I want to talk about a variation of imposter syndrome. So this first hit me most amusingly, shall we say, when I worked as a security guard at a secret credit card manufacturing facility out in Ohio. It was the only job I could get while my wife was out there in grad school. It was third shift, and I was basically access control. So I was the guy in the bulletproof room with all the monitors from all the cameras around the facility and facing outward and so forth and so on. And I had buttons, and they had what they call man traps, and I had to wear a uniform. Okay, I had this, it's not quite as paramilitary as some of them, but it was still a uniform. So every night I had to put on my uniform, drive off into the darkness. And the question of self-identity came up. So what do? I'm a security guard. Well, there's this cultural thing, you are what you do. Well, at the same time as I was being a security guard, I was writing essays, almost all the essays on the blog. I was writing a novel. I was making pots. I was making some significant changes in my sculptures that led to all sorts of wonderful things. So to some extent, security guard was the third thing on the list. But I was being paid to be a security guard. And, aside from the semi-creepy quality of watching workers on cameras, I had to come around to some way of thinking of that. And my solution was the phrase, for some people, Halloween is only one night a year. For me, it was every night. Halloween, I would pretend to be a security guard. I'd put on the costume and I'd go do the things. And I wasn't a bad security guard. I was actually pretty good at it. But I needed that to protect my identity, to protect my sense of self. Because in our culture, we go only a security guard. And now we do only a bus driver. Well, maybe some of you had respect for bus drivers before, but I am reminding myself every day at work that it's a tough job and it involves a lot of skill. And we're very lucky to have the bus drivers we have, and I hope the next bus drivers are just as good. So, but bus driver is my job. It is not who I am, regardless. Maybe that helps in your job too. Have a good day.